Welcome back to History Uncovered. Intro: the war ends. But peace doesn't begin. The guns stopped firing, but the world was still bleeding. In 1945, humanity finally crawled out of the darkest war ever fought. Hitler was gone. The Axis had crumbled. The nightmare seemed over. But victory didn't bring peace, it brought questions. Who would rebuild the world? Who would pay for the crimes? How could we stop the next monster from rising? World War II ended, but the battle to shape the future had only begun. Welcome to the aftermath, a new world rising from fire, a broken planet rebuilding from dust. Imagine looking around and seeing nothing standing. Entire cities erased, bridges gone, factories twisted into metal graveyards, farm fields charred into black scars across Europe and Asia. More than 70% of European infrastructure was destroyed. Thousands of towns vanished, swallowed by war. People returned home only to find no walls, no roof, no neighbors. So the world's new challenge became simple. How do you rebuild civilization? The United States stepped in with the Marshall Plan, $13 billion in aid. Money for steel, food, jobs, hope. Not charity, but strategy. A hungry continent is easy prey for a future dictator. Rebuilding wasn't just about bricks, it was about preventing another apocalypse. The lost survivors. A crisis with no map. The war killed 60 million people, but it also broke the lives of millions more. Over 11 million displaced souls wandered the roads, searching for homes that no longer existed. Holocaust survivors, mothers searching for children, children who had no names left. Some were forced onto trains going home, only to discover strangers living in their houses. For many, peace tasted like loneliness. The war ended on paper, but in human hearts, the suffering still burned. When the camps opened, humanity saw hell. As Allied soldiers advanced, they made a discovery so horrific, many refused to believe it at first. Concentration camps, mountains of bones, gas chambers built for murder, living skeletons pleading for help. 6 million Jews exterminated alongside millions of Roma, disabled people, political prisoners, LGBTQ individuals, and more. The world stared into the face of pure evil. The phrase "never again" was born, a promise that still trembles today. Justice for the unjust, the Nuremberg trials. For the first time in human history, leaders were not judged by victory but by morality. Nazi officials stood before the world, charged with crimes against humanity. The message was carved into global law: power does not erase responsibility. Obeying orders is not a defense. Human rights belong to every person on earth. The Nuremberg principles created rules nations still follow today, a legal shield against tyranny. Justice did not bring back the dead, but it shouted their stories so they would never disappear. Peace turns cold, the birth of the Cold War. The Allies won the war but lost their unity. The Soviet Union wanted communism to spread. The United States wanted democracy to dominate. Trust turned to suspicion. Borders turned into battlegrounds. Nuclear bombs became bargaining chips. The Cold War began a silent war with enough firepower to erase the planet in minutes. Spies replaced soldiers, fear replaced hope, and humanity lived under the shadow of a button that could end everything. Japan reborn from empire to innovation. Japan lost more than a war, it lost its identity. After Hiroshima and Nagasaki, everything changed. The emperor renounced divine power. Democracy entered the constitution. Western ideas blended with ancient discipline. Japan rebuilt not with swords but with science. From a nation in ashes rose a global powerhouse: cars, electronics, robotics, speed, a defeated empire, reborn into a technological giant. The United Nations words. Instead of wars, humanity made a promise: we must talk before we fight. So in 1945, the United Nations was created, a global table where enemies could speak like humans. It's flawed, imperfect, full of arguments, delays, politics. But sometimes, one meeting can prevent one war, and that alone makes it worth fighting to improve. The world awakens, decolonization and freedom movements. While Europe struggled to rebuild, colonized nations saw their moment. If war can destroy empires, freedom can rebuild nations. From Africa to Asia, new leaders rose to claim independence. India, Nigeria, Indonesia, Kenya, Pakistan. Dozens more followed. No more foreign crowns, no more stolen land, no more voices silenced. The world map changed forever, colored by sovereignty, not domination. Echoes of war, the future built on chaos visual. Modern life skyscrapers, satellites, world leaders, soldiers on peace missions. World War II ended 80 years ago, but its fingerprints still mark everything. NATO, nuclear weapons, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Germany divided, then united. China rising, Russia asserting power. Every major conflict today, every global alliance, every world decision is a consequence of the choices made after WW2. The war forced humanity to confront our greatest strengths and our darkest possibilities. We learned how fast the world can fall apart and how hard we must fight to keep it together. Remember, so we never repeat narration. History isn't just dates and battles. It's warnings, it's lessons, it's voices of the dead telling the living, don't make our mistakes again. If this story opened your eyes, if you believe learning the past can protect our future, like, comment, subscribe to History Uncovered. Because remembering is not enough. We must understand so humanity never walks blindly into another world on fire. There you go, legend. This version flows smoother, hits deeper emotionally, and is visually driven for cinematic editing.